Hello, I'm Jennifer of Jen and Coco. I hope y'all are having a wonderful day today, and today is a very special day because it is International Carnivorous Plant Day. And since I'm all about the carnivorous plants here at Jen and Coco, I think it's just fitting that we celebrate it by continuing what we've already been doing. Who knows, maybe in the future we'll celebrate it more spectacularly, but for now, it's as good enough reason to stream as any. Alright, speaking of which, let's hop over to Inkscape and look at what we were working on last. Oop, wrong button. Y'all probably can't see that super well. Give me one moment. There you are. You should be able to see that fairly well. So yeah, you can see I've actually changed up a little bit of our... So last we were working on this mountain range on our... I'm going to say primary continent. Initial continent is probably a better way to put it. And so we've been working on that. And one thing, and some of you may notice that this actually looks different than the last time y'all have seen it. I was not too thrilled with how the previous one was looking, especially those secondary ridges I was creating. They didn't feel right and didn't make sense. So I did some rethinking and I tweaked this. Actually, I pretty much restarted all of the range. These mountains up here are not nearly as tall as they were earlier. Same with a little bit in the middle here. And I'm actually much more happy with this. At least up to about this level here, these levels here. Once you start getting into these greens, I'm a little bit less thrilled with how it looks. But I'm not too worried because this actually looks pretty decent. It's a good start. There's a lot more we still need to work on even on this continent alone, because if I open up our plates, you can still see we have other plate boundaries where we haven't touched topography at all. So that's one thing that we're going to be working on today, is continuing that endeavor. So, here's to that. So, and actually you can see, I can actually show you the differences. So we'll hit this button here. You can actually see where some of the... You'll actually notice that I've actually kept better within our land boundaries than we had previously. I think there is still some sea level adjustments I will need to make, or some basic land adjustments, but it's not nearly going to be as extreme as it was going to be with this setup we had. Oh, and actually, let me let you see. Actually, I can just... So if I turn off the sea level on our... So that's our the one we were working on last time. You can see that those mountain ranges right there just didn't really look all that great. I wasn't too happy with it. They worked better in my mind than they did in reality. And also, like, these mountain ranges feel just very, very simplified. But if I hide that and go to our new topography, that feels more natural. And like I said, there's more work to be done. Like, it feels natural up to a point. And then there's clearly more that can and needs to be done. But this is definitely a good starting place, which is important, because this is not going to be a quick project. Okay. So, let's open our plates back up. We're actually going to keep our sea level on, but we're going to take off some of our lower... Sorry, I've got some quarters here. I was practicing some... One thing you may not know about me, I do enjoy a little bit of magic from time to time, and I was playing around with some magic stuff. So, I'm not great at coin magic. I prefer card magic, but yeah. Actually, we're not going to have any more 2700s around here, because that's one thing I realized is that, so 2700 feet is higher than 8,000 meters, which is important to note because we only have, 14 or 15 mountains that are above 8,000 meters, or like mountain peaks at least, and so I really limited down. In our last map I had a lot more mountain ranges overall that were above 8,000 meters, and so I've really scaled that back. I plan on having this little bit right here, and a little bit in our northern continent. The Prince Australia-esque continent, as it were, considering how isolated it is from everything else. Let's see, how... This is probably... I either want 1500 or 1200 for around here. Let me double check. I have G plates open in the background so I can see, more accurately see where our, how our plates are actually interacting. Okay, so what we're going to be doing down here is creating, so first we need to zoom in to the proper amount. 170 is our zoom for editing. So now we're going to need to start working on mountains around here. I think, yeah, 12,000 is going to be the right color. So that's this light orange color there, correct? Yes, okay, awesome. So let's get our pencil tool out. Let's actually, oof. I definitely just drew something. No, I don't think I did. Okay, good. Well, let's lock that one back up. Let's unlock our 12,000 layer, because that's what we're working on. Let's select our 12,000 foot layer. And then let's... boom. And delete, because I'm not going to need that. But we can come down here and start... Okay, so actually, how does this boundary here interact? So we have... Okay. So these two plates are separating, while this one's kind of moving into that gap. A little bit more pushing against this plate. So we're going to want a little bit more going down here. A little bit skinnier. Nope. That's better. Okay. Yeah, we don't need much. I do just want a little bit of something around these parts. And same thing around here. Similar. Stretches of peaks. Okay. Our next thing to do would be to move down. So lock our 12,000 foot layer, open our 9,000 foot layer, unlock it, select it, draw on it, select its coloring, boom, delete that little add-on right there. And time to do more coloring. Now, unfortunately, we already have a baseline to start with on this. That's not quite what I meant to do there. There we go. That's better. Notice that sometimes my computer just doesn't want to draw these things quite as smoothly as I'd like. if you ever see me do a big errant swoop like that, just let my computer catch up to things. Because I've noticed that for whatever reason that tends to help it get back its mind in the right track. Okay. Ooh, that's... La-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-dum. Oh, hello. That's not quite what I meant to do, but I can work with this. Okay. Alright, so now we're starting to get to where the mountains are really going to drop off into normal slopes. Actually, no, I want to, hold up. Lock, hide. Let's go back up to this layer, because I want to do just a little bit more. Details. Of other peaks and such. So these would be... These may not be tall enough for right here. I may need to raise up at a little bit more height in some of these areas because... So that 6,000 to 9,000 feet range, that's akin to the Appalachian Mountains where I live. Which are an old mountain chain. They are eroding away. They were formed well before most of the major mountain chains in the world. And most of them are below 9,000 feet, I believe. I don't think Mount Mitchell even gets that high, which is the highest peak in the Appalachian along the Appalachians. And the highest place east of the Mississippi River in the U.S. Actually, I think in North America in general. Or certainly in the U.S. So these... Yeah, so I think, yeah, we'll definitely want to So I'm not sure, because there is some slight I mean, there is, well, it's not a lot of activity, there is enough activity. I think these might need to be a little bit higher as far as the mountain range goes. It's also fair to say that these mountains are low enough that while there is a slight rain shadow, it is not it's not enough to really affect the climate zone as much around it. So, yeah, things to consider with that as we carry on. Okay, I think, yeah, but we do also have enough peaks here. I think it goes up to 12,000 feet in a lot of areas. I think that should be fine. Although, no, I think what I want to do then, consider if I want to make sure that it is considered a tall mountain range, because I am not living above 6,000 feet myself. I'm actually not even, I don't even think I'm living above 3,000 feet myself. But in order to make it, let's actually just extend out this 6,000 foot ridge here. If we have that be a bit more prominent throughout the entire, then that'll mean that, hey presto, things are definitely have some height to them. And it doesn't have to be everywhere, but we do want to make sure, like, we can have pockets of lower altitudes along the ridgeline. But we certainly want to maintain some higher altitudes. Okay. It's kind of funny, these look like they're taking a right angle, but I don't think they are on the actual globe. Kind of, but I think it'd be a lot smoother on a globe, this angle here. It'd be a lot less acute. Okay. Yeah, I think this is making for a decent mountain range here. Or a little bit of tectonic activity. Okay, awesome. Now we can lock that one up. Okay, now let's go down to the 3,000 foot range. Whoops. Probably one of my least favorite colors in all of this. Actually, I think the next one's my least favorite color of our topography. But even still. Okay, I should go further out with some of these, because these do not have to be gentle slopes here. Or they don't have to be steep cliffs is what I meant, actually. I do want some more steep cliffs or steep slopes along the coast, just because I don't want to run out of land room too quickly, but Yeah. Oops. There we are. Okay. And carrying on, carrying on. Okay. There we are. That looks good. needs a little bit more detail. There we go. No. There we are. I think that this is fine. I can work with this. So our next thing is to go down to 1,500 feet now. Match that color up. And time to get working on this section. Okay, let's keep this up. Probably hitting about the end of the stream soon, because my hand's starting to say, this is good enough for the day. So. Nah. Some sort of truck's moving outside. Okay. Dooba-dooba-dooba-dooba-doo. That's not what I want. That's better, I hope. Let us see. Yeah, it looks better. Okay. Okay, how do these plates here interact? For the most part, they don't. Okay, I see what's happening there. Yes, okay. That makes sense. It's actually a big transform fault along... wrong button. It's actually, this is a transform fault, so I might actually create a little opening there, a little rift, maybe. But these are not much interest is happening here, so it is what it is. Okay. Yeah. Let's zoom out for a moment, just see what we've got here. Yeah, that's starting to look real good. I think we'll come back to the 1,000 and 500 foot layers later. Because my hand's saying, hey, this is probably a good spot to stop for now. And I agree. We got some more mountains down here. Not nearly as visually interesting on the map as our huge mountain range that we have here, but certainly an interesting spot nonetheless. And actually, we have really what amounts to our first disconnected mountain chain. This one's not really connected to our previous set, so that makes that interesting in its own regard in that own way. And if we turn off our plates, yeah, once we get our 1,000 foot and 500 layers, or 500 foot layers in, as well as probably adding some more some more coastline around here, I think then we'll have actually a really nice setup, and we'll have actually finished most of this continent. There's a few things I still want to do, like adjusting a little bit of the topography right along some of the plate boundaries. Like this is here, I think it's fine, but around here I need to bring it out, edge a little bit more towards that coast. I had this plate boundary here to work on. I'm not sure what's going to be happening on this little thing here, on this little land formation, but it's also going to need some thought. Same with these little, same with some more islands around here. But we are getting to a good spot, so I'm very, very happy about this. I will say one other thing. Oh, actually, So one thing I haven't done, that actually I should probably do, around here, it would actually make a lot of sense to do, is I don't have anything that's below sea level, and right here, I can see a very steep drop off to some, or I can see around here some below sea level formations happening, because you got these huge mountains and everything else, and everything just has to buckle somehow in order just to make that huge area. So yeah, I can see a little bit of a below sea level area forming around there. Okay. I think this covers everything. This covers a good amount for right now. We're still working on this main continent of ours. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for all this. So, we're going to keep on with all this, keep it up. And, yeah, I will see you all. I will not be streaming this Friday. So I'm actually going on a small little vacation this week, so starting this afternoon, which will be nice. So I'll be spending some time with family and such, and that'll be good. But I will see you all next week, and we'll be continuing on with more of this. I'll hopefully have a little bit more done, maybe get on some of the 1,000 foot and 500 foot down this continent. Who knows, I might have this continent finished before we come back. But don't worry, we still have a lot to work on. So thank you for everyone who joined me today. I hope you'll have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your days. I will see you with your mugs of hot chocolate on Monday. That would be May the 9th. We'll see you all then at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern. We will be continuing our topography map of our main continent. Bye!